Greetings, junior scientists, and citizens of this great big weird wild and wonderful world in which we live. As always, I'm your humble science communicator, the Great Orbax, coming to you from the Department of Physics at the University of Guelph. And I'd like to welcome you to our June 2025 Stargazing Guide. With the solstice on June 20th, we officially welcome in summer, but also experience the least amount of daylight hours that we'll get all year. As a matter of fact, sunrise on June 20th is at 5:40 a.m. and sunsets at 9:06 p.m., giving us only about 8.5 hours of stargazing. That said, what should we expect to see? Well, this month, we gaze upon the planet of robots, spy the brightest star in the sky, and learn about the first day of summer. All this and more when we just take some time to look up. Just after sunset this month, look high in the west. Look so high that you're almost looking directly above you, and you should see a very bright star. This star is Arcturus, the brightest star in the northern celestial hemisphere and the fourth brightest star visible from Earth. Arcturus is a red giant 36.7 light years away from us. And while it has approximately the same mass as our sun, it's actually 25.4 times its size and 170 times more luminous. Arcturus is part of the constellation Bootes the herdsman. Bootes is the 13th largest constellation and was one of the original 48 constellations cataloged by Ptolemy in the 2nd century CE. Bootes is known for containing a prominent asterism known as the Kite. On these short June nights, Arcturus and Bootes will continue to drop down towards the horizon until sunrise. While Saturn and Jupiter will be difficult to see this month, our June mornings will be dominated by Venus, shining brightly in the east, low in the horizon, just before sunrise. Mars, the planet of robots, will be visible just after sunset, low in the west, and will set around midnight this month. For a special treat, look west on June 16th and 17th, where Mars will appear right next to Regulus in the constellation of Leo. Our full moon this month takes place on June 11th. The Ojibwe of the Great Lakes region call this moon Odeya Minigisis, the strawberry moon, which was also a common name used by settlers. For the Cree Nation, it's the egg-laying moon, Opiniyawipism, since the wild waterfowl tend to lay eggs this time of year. The Mohawk call it the fruits are small moon, while the Cherokee tribes call it the green corn moon, both signifying that the crops are still young and growing. Our Mi'kmaq friends on the East Coast refer to the June full moon as the trees fully leafed moon, Nibnigoose. The first day of summer is June 20th, and it's defined by the summer solstice. The Earth has an axis that we say it rotates about. It's like an imaginary line between the North and the South poles. It takes 24 hours for one full rotation, which is a day. Now, this axis isn't perfectly perpendicular to the plane of our orbit around the sun. It's actually tipped at 23.5 degrees. The winter solstice in December marks the day of the year when the North Pole is actually its furthest distance away from the sun. The summer solstice on June 20th, however, is the day that the North Pole is tipped closest towards the sun. And as a result, the Northern Hemisphere experiences the most daylight hours that it receives all year long. This is often referred to as the longest day of the year, which is kind of confusing since a day only ever has 24 hours. In reality, it's actually the day when we experience the most daylight hours in a year. As we head towards the winter, the daytime hours will now begin to decrease in length, while the nighttime hours will extend for even more stargazing. And with the new moon on June 25th, we'll have darker but very short night skies, taking us through to the end of the month. Well, there you have it, junior scientists. Another month gazing into the speckled ceiling of Earth. And while the weather may be nicer, these shorter nights fill us with purpose, curiosity, a need to wonder, to explore, and to discover. And all we need to do to fulfill that purpose is take some time to look up. Boom! See you next month, junior scientists, and don't forget to have a science-tastic day. Special thanks to Royal City Science's own planetary geochemist, Dr. Glynis Perrett, for her help preparing our stargazing guide. And the Royal Astronomical Society of Canada